Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. Let's start off with Wendy and Johnny. To say that they had a rough start is an understatement. And by they, I mean Wendy, who just walks in someone's house. Walks in someone's house. And when Johnny's like, who are you? She's like, oh, I'm Wendy. And she's like, who are you? I'm like, he's the dude's house that you just walked into. Like, who does that? I get she's supposed to be showed as like these gutsy and um I'm pretty sure there's another word for it, like this gutsy and brave person or whatever. I'm like, you don't just walk in someone's house and then start getting attitude with this person like, oh well, I'm looking for so and so. Um you can look for them outside or I can just sit there and call the cops. How about that? I don't know. I get it's supposed to be a show. I get it. But it just started off stupid. I'm going to be completely honest. It started off just dumb. Now, towards the end, he meets her in the town square, and he gets her because this is after she opens up about the family dynamic and how she's treated as second best, even though she's a lot smarter than him, and yada yada yada. So Johnny agrees to, he gets her to agree to work together to find out what's going on with Stefan and his whole 180 and everything like that, and what's going on with them. Because here's the thing, Wendy wanted her dream job, okay, and when you watch Beyond Salem, he was like, "Yo, listen, you proved yourself and everything like that. We're gonna sit there and set you up." Now he's so busy trying to fight for Gabby and get Gabby, and we're gonna talk about that once I'm done with this. Um, that he just totally forgot about the promise and everything like that, and he's just like, "Oh well, um, what are you talking about?" You know. So that's messed up. Um, Now let's talk about. You know what? Let's talk about the whole boardroom thing. This is what EJ and Stefan and um, Gabby and Shen. Now, a couple of things to remember. This is from yesterday. I was gonna sit there and say from last night, but this is from yesterday. This is when Johnny was like, "Yo, listen, do not trust EJ. He will stab you in the back. Okay, he will literally stab you in the back. He does. He does exactly that. So EJ is pretty much, he comes in there and he's like, hey, listen, you're gonna be gone, you're gonna be out, and he's like, you know what, Shen, you're gonna be out too. Yeah, she's going and you're going. Because, Shen was all like, no, don't worry, I'm gonna sit there and fight for you, and EJ's like, you're not gonna be fighting for anyone, because you're not gonna be here. At some point, this is after it looks like Stefan is remembering some stuff about his past with Gabby, EJ and Shen go into the other room. Now, I know a lot of people are ride or die for Gabby and they support Gabby and stuff like that. But to be honest, the way that Gabby was acting with Stefan, there was one point where she actually started like, putting his hands on her and talking about, oh, how much you love me and how much our love is so great. And I'm like, she's not talking about past tense love. She's talking about love like right now. Bottom line, the minute, if Gabby, the minute that Stefan remembers her, remembers his love for her, she is going to leave Shen in a heartbeat. Okay? All that talk about, oh, I'm so glad that you gave me time and this, that, and the third, she's going to be out the door. Okay? She's going to be gone. Throughout that meeting, when everyone got together, and she got all up in Stefan's face. And it's like, no, you have to remember us. I remember our love and remember who I was to you and this, that, and the third. Your fiance is literally less than 2 feet away from you. On what planet does she think that what she's doing right now is not hella disrespectful to the man that she claimed that she loved and is going to sit there and marry? Like I'm looking at this whole thing. I'm like, I get that Shen is screwing her over in so many ways, but I'm like, boo, you are literally disrespecting the hell out of him. And apparently, in her brain, that's okay. Now, Shen, when Shen and EJ are in the other room, Shen is like, yeah, you know what? Listen, I'm the one that's responsible for bringing him back. I was the mastermind behind all of that, and I'm the one that brainwashed him to hating Gabby. And you know what? I can flip that around in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. I'll do it in a heartbeat. If you think that I'm gonna go. He's like, yo, listen, I'll stay. And EJ was like, well, if you do that, then Gabby will leave you. And you're like, all right, so? I mean, this company means more to me than she does. And EJ was like, all right, I'm going to call you a bluff. And, Shen was like, you sure you want to do that? And the look in his eyes, EJ knew that he was being serious. That he was going to literally kick that Gabby to the curb in a heartbeat over the company. Because let's be honest, he's not an idiot. He knows that the minute that Stefan gets back his memories, she's going to leave him. Hell, she disrespects him every time that he's in the room with her when Stefan's there. So he has no problem kicking her to the curb because at the end of the day, that's the company he loves and he's been in it for a while. He's not losing the company over her. She's just not worth it. And you know what? Listen, in his position, he is 100% right. As far as losing the company over her. Now, don't get me wrong, he's a scumbag. So I'm not sitting there I'm not trying to ride for him. In all reality, they're both scumbags. If we're gonna be honest, in a lot of ways, they're both scumbags. Well, I want to say that they're doing some scummy stuff. Let's put it that way. Now, Alex comes in. Well, he calls Stephanie a hypocrite. He accuses her. I must have bit my lip or something last night. I don't know what the hell is going on. I feel like part of my lip is bruised or something. Anyway, he storms on in there. He calls Stephanie a hypocrite. Stephanie. He calls Stephanie a hypocrite. Technically, I'm pretty sure on Born to Beautiful, Stephanie is short for Stephanie, but whatever. He calls Stephanie a hypocrite. He's all like, oh, well, you and him slept together and this, that, and the third. And meanwhile, instead they're trying to tiptoe around and this, that, and the third. I'm like, bro, on what planet do you honestly think that you going in there accusing her of sleeping with somebody else is going to make your situation a lot better? Like, really? I didn't understand that. Even Chad was like, bro, you're an idiot. Now, granted, I did start to like Chad, but my whole thing is like, when Chad starts making sense, you screwed up. Hell, when he starts using the word mansplain, you know that you screwed up. Okay? And this is after Stephanie was like, yo, listen, nothing happened. It didn't happen. I never slept with her. I never slept with him. And he came here this morning. And we're in different clothes. And my whole thing right then and there, I'm like, bro, you should have just apologized. You should have just been like, okay, my bad for jumping to conclusions. But he didn't do that. He kept going. I'm like, bro, are you mental? Like, what is wrong with you? So he just goes on and on and on. And then he was all like, oh, well, I liked you and this, that, and the third. He does apologize for him acting like an ass before. He did calm down. He was like, listen, if you don't like me, you don't like me, whatever. It is what it is. It's like he came over there to sit there and say his piece and just leave. And I'm like, bro, all that was completely unnecessary. It's necessary for soaps, but in reality, it really wasn't necessary because it just made him look like an ass. It really did. After he leaves, it almost looks like Stephanie. This is what happens when you watch 4 shows. It almost looks like Stephanie was meant to try and defend him when Chad was like, yo, this dude's coming across like hella controlling, hella bossy, is he always like this? Like, what is his problem? You know, he comes in here accusing you of doing something that you didn't do. And Stephanie was like, well, we almost did do it. I mean, it almost happened. I'm like, whoa, I'm sorry, are you are you actually defending him a little bit? Are you on some level? Are you actually defending his accusations and stuff like that? I'm surprised she did not get upset, start yelling, screaming, and trying to kick this dude out her place, but instead just sat there and listened to him berate her, not her house, but in her living space. I'm like, bro, are you kidding me? I didn't understand that, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, Stephanie was like, yo, listen, we gotta get back to business. We gotta make sure that um Paulina is going to, you know, get the best defense that she can get, or, you know, she's gonna be good. Meanwhile, Sloan is come this is okay. Let me back up for a minute. So when Chanel looked at the file, she starts crying, she gets all emotional. Now, whatever this is, I can't imagine what it could possibly be. I don't see my first thought would be like maybe she was a victim of SA and she did something to defend herself, and you know, this person's hurt, he wants money, pride, or whatever it is. That's my first thing that I'm sitting there thinking. Um be a teacher, probably tried to hit on her and he got in trouble and now he wants some sort of revenge. Whatever it is. But I have to look at it this way. This client is representing, Sloan is representing this client. Whatever's going to come out, it has to be so damaging where she's not exactly the victim, you know? She's not exactly the victim. It's not like it's some sort of thing, I'm assuming. This is not some sort of thing where it's like unwanted attention. And then she did something because this person was being super aggressive about it. Because honestly, to tell you the truth, this person wants a lot of money, and if the public eye comes across it and it looks like she's the victim, and people are going to be championing for her and really lambasting this person, like it has to be bigger than that. They talk about it. She is apologetic. She doesn't want it to hurt her mother's campaign. Her mother's like, yo, listen, I'll take care of it. Sloan comes in and she, you know, does this whole thing. And, you know, I'm like, yo, you're a scumbag. You're literally a scumbag. And granted, in these shows, we need a scumbag. May not like the scumbag, but we need a scumbag. And, you know, the first scene that I saw her, I knew I didn't like her off the bat. I knew I didn't like her off the bat. You know, I knew I did. The minute that she didn't care that she slept with somebody who couldn't even be bothered to remember her name, not even so much of her profession, but her damn name, that she didn't care about that, spoke volumes for her. So anyway, she comes in with this scare attack. She's like, hey, listen, you know, you should be afraid. Whatever's going to come out is going to be really damaging and this, that, and the third. And, you know, Paulina is ready to throw hands. She's like, yo, listen, I don't, listen, I may have money now, but that wasn't always the case. Like she's the type of person like, yo, I don't mind throwing down. She leaves, and Paulina's like, you know, listen, whatever it is, you know, she doesn't. Here's the thing: they don't say what it is. They don't say what it is, and it's kind of infuriating a little bit because it's like it's been like 2 days so far. I feel that they're going to be better in General Hospital as far as not, um, as far as not. I'm looking at the time and I'm like, my goodness, like I feel like the day is just escaping me. And it's so annoying because it's like I want to do so many things and like I feel like I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna be able to do as all. I'm not going to be able to do all the things that I want to do. It's just annoying. Um, and I just lost my damn train of thought. Hold on. What else I was going to sit there and say? Whatever it is, and I don't feel like they're going to drag it out as long as they do with General Hospital, which is good. But I'm like, it's getting a little kind of frustrating because I'm pretty sure they started that like a couple of days ago, and we still have no idea what is this big secret of Chanel. What is it? I feel like I kind of covered everyone, so, or at least the most important stuff. So with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, and I'll see you in the next video.